Hello everyone. Welcome to another podcast. My name is Ben Lister. Hope you are well. Welcome to episode 4 of the alternative audio to Madame Morfitt podcast radio show. Welcome. This is the alternative audio, so here it is.
Hello, Ben. Thank you for your welcome, and thank you for the compliment as well. Icon, I'm not too sure I deserve that, but we live in strange times. I'll happily accept such an accolade. Thank you, Ben. I'm very, very good. It's as cold here as it is back in Hull at the moment. We have had lots of snow here, so yeah, I'm just as cold as you. Yeah, let's go for it. We're on Hull Kingston Radio and in your ears on the Ben Lister podcast, so it's all good. My broadcast career started at student radio. I was at the University of Sheffield, and I wanted to get some free CDs, and I wanted to get free gig tickets, and I wanted to meet women, and it all worked. I met James Picos at university as well. He was a good friend. From there, I went to Hallam FM, and I'd worked there for about 6 months, mainly doing weekends and a few overnights. And then I did nothing for about 3 years, and I couldn't get a radio job for love nor money. Then somebody that you've already spoken to, Kirsty, she was very, very helpful with me, gave me lots of advice, gave me lots and lots of help, listened to lots of demo tapes of mine. And then after working with someone called Pete Mills, who now runs a little radio station called Hull Kingston Radio, we started on Viking together. And then I went back on my own to Viking, and my career kicked off from there. It was amazing time. So me and Millsy did Viking, and then I went back. So I took over from a guy called Dan O'Connell, who is now at Radio X. He moved to Galaxy in Leeds to do Drive, I think, and everything happened very, very quickly. I started doing overnights, and then I moved to the Late Show because Jim Colson, who was also a good friend, then moved on to, I think, XFM and also Kerrang. So I then followed Jim from Viking. I presented the Late Night Love Affair, and I also presented the Sunday Session, which was a specialist music show on Viking, which was the last one of its kind. And then I went to go and move to Birmingham to join the national station Kerrang, which was massive fun. You will not realise how much fun that place was. We had beer on tap, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, that certainly woke you up. Well, Ben, that's a huge question. I know that you've spoken to lots of people like Kirsty and Sean Goldsmith and Patrick Billington, and they'll probably say people like Kenny Everett and like Paul Gambaccini and Chris Evans and all those type of people. I used to listen to Nicky Campbell on Radio 1. So this is when he was presenting the Wheel of Fortune. This is way before 5 Live and he got all serious. Used to love him. Used to love Rick D's Weekly Top 40 back on Viking. That was really, really good. Mark and Lard on Radio 1 were fantastic at late nights. Then they got given breakfast. Then they did the afternoons. That was brilliant. Moyles is obviously fantastic. Hursty, in all different forms of Hursty, she is fantastic. Alex Lester is a really nice guy and a lovely broadcaster. But the biggest inspiration that I've ever had, is a man who lives in Wakefield. I think he was born in London, or maybe born in Manchester or something like that. He's the one, the only Mr. Martin Kellner. Mr. Kell is the best broadcaster I have ever heard in my life. He is the funniest thing you've ever heard. He had a sidekick called Edward Lepaglier, and yeah, brilliant, Ben. You really should check him out. You still there, Ben? No worries, no worries. That's all good. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's fantastic. Martin Kellner is just he's the best, and he's a really nice guy as well. Nice. I didn't. I just heard you pause, and I saw the video change to Kylie Minogue, but it's all good. I'm a fan of Kylie. Yeah, yeah. She deserves happiness. Yeah. Ben. There we go. Ben, if you can, you must listen to Martin Kellner and his sidekick back in the day, Edward Lepaglier. Just the funniest radio you've ever heard. He used to have Dora Dale on as well, who is also known as the comedian and host, Jake Yap. There's been no radio that comes close to that for me. And the people that I listen to today are people like Jim Colson, who is still a good friend of mine and one of the funniest people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. Larry and Paul, who are based in Leeds. They're doing lots and lots of visual comedy now. And they're very, very funny. They're just brilliant, to be honest. And also Danny Milo, who I know quite well, who is on Pulse now. He is fantastic. I really love the guy, and he deserves all the success in the world. Yes, yeah. They've known each other for a long, long, long time, and Milo I first met when I worked at Radio Air in Leeds, and Milo's fantastic. He should be on Radio 1 right now. But he's just a lovely guy as well, more than anything. I suppose the worst thing about all the names that I've just given you, Ben, is that it's all embarrassingly white and male and British, which is a bit of a shame. I love women on the radio as well. There's not enough women or people of colour on the radio, and I think that's less a problem with the presenters and more the people who manage radio stations of all different varieties, which is a massive shame. Yeah, and many, many years ago worked with Hursty on Hursty's Daily Dose on Galaxy, when I think Jojo took some time off for maternity. So Rosie's been around for a long, long time. Yeah, Galaxy is now capital across Yorkshire, but I think Jojo's still on Drive. So Jojo, I've only met her once on a night out in Leeds for when we used to do Viking reunions. Lovely lass. Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's going to be good. It's nice that they're investing in that network. I know a fair few people who have worked for Greatest Hits Radio and all the different various brands that it used to be. He's going to be a very, very good addition to the afternoon. He's a fantastic broadcaster, Simon Mayo. He's, yeah, one of the greatest. Tony Blackburn, yeah, he's. I think he's 77 now. He's looking fantastic for his age, and he still connects. And if you ever get the chance to listen to Tony Blackburn play what he really loves, which is soul music, the man is a walking encyclopedia, and it's great to hear a man with such great passion on the radio still. He's fantastic. I've never met Tony Blackburn, sadly. I would have loved to have met him. But Tony, if you ever come to New York, may I show you around? It would be my pleasure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think with lots of those type of stories, take it with a pinch of salt. It's normally done for PR rather than for any other reason, Ben. Ooh, I suppose my favourite part of the job is why I got into it. It's all about the music, really. So over the last few years, I've been doing lots more speech. I produced a breakfast show at the BBC, which was all speech. But I love music. I love hearing new artists and spreading the word about them and getting to play live and chatting with them. I would love to be able to write a song. I had the last specialist music show on Viking, and I made so many good friends from it and met so many great bands, and it's just a shame that doesn't really exist on the radio anymore. Hull Kingston Radio is fantastic in showcasing great new local music, and I think if you've still got that passion, you're flying. Radio ignored streaming services and YouTube when I was getting my foot in the door about 15, 16 years ago. Completely ignored the digital future. The future's now here. So, yeah, I think radio now going forward is all going to be about talking. It's going to be about personalities, and it's going to be about conversations like what you and I are having right now, Ben, because this is still amazing. Live radio is really, really quick, and it has no baggage at all. You can have an idea with the radio, and you can do it immediately, and it's not going to cost any budget. It's not going to need any meetings. Podcasts and vodcasts and TikTok and TV are all great, but radio in the instant is brilliant. Nothing beats it. Absolutely nothing. Mm. I know Mark Dolan more as a comic than I do as a radio presenter. I know he's doing lots on there with a couple of friends that I know at Wireless. And yeah, that's where the future lies. I think someone like Martin Kellner on Talk Sport and Talk Radio is an amazing character. It takes so much brain power to do an hour's worth of complete speech radio. It's tremendous skill, and not many people can do it, and only a few of those people can do it well. So it's going to be interesting how things go. into the future, Ben. Are they still together? Because I know they had a bit of a falling out a while back, but yeah, I quite like Talksport. There is a fantastic ex-radio presenter. He used to be part of Foxy and Tom on Viking many, many years ago. Tom Rees, whose real name is Tom Bellwood. And he is now one of the bosses at Talksport. And another great guy who learned everything on air, and he's now making everything great off air as manager. And there's not many great managers around, but Tom is one of them. Mm. Yeah, have a listen to more Foxy and Tom. They were fantastic. They got promised the world, and a few people didn't deliver on them. They won lots of awards. They won lots of hearts. They were fantastic. I know John really well because we worked at a different radio station together in Birmingham. And he's doing loads of stuff now. He's now with a guy called Giuliano, so it's Foxy and Giuliano, and their podcast is available now. Really good guys. Mm. Yeah, JK is on Heart, and Joel is currently on Rock FM Breakfast, which is for people in Preston and Blackpool and Lancaster, even though it comes out of Manchester. And I worked on Rock FM a few years ago as well, which is used to be based in a church in Preston, which is one of the best studios you've ever seen, and it's the same station where Jordan North came out of, who is now on Radio 1. And you might have seen him on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here as well. hmm Well, if I got given the chance to go on a soap, it would be Corrie. I wouldn't touch Emmerdale with a barge pole. Well, the, being a actor has similar skills that you can bring to the radio, but you and I both know a lot of people who are just so good on the radio, they should be given the opportunity. I've never been averse to hearing celebrities on the radio. It's whether they can be good with it, and a lot can. You just need to give a little bit of patience and a lot of training. But there's some fantastic, celebrities that do really, really well on the radio now. I really like listening to Gemma Atkinson. I think she's got a really bubbly personality, and she was fantastic. And she was like from Hollyoaks back in the day. So it's not all bad. Well, Peter Levy used to be on the radio a long, long time ago. He was fantastic. He was on Humberside when he first moved across from Leeds, and he used to be on BBC Radio Lincolnshire at the same time. But Peter Levy is a fantastic broadcaster as well. Really, really good in your ears. He's a lovely guy. I didn't know that. I used to serve Peter Levy coffee years and years ago. I used to work at Starbucks on St Andrew's Quay, which is the thing that looks like a big, for want of a better word, Ben, a big nipple, just beyond the sailmaker's arms and all the shops. on the way to Macro, which is now Costco, I think. So yeah, I used to serve Peter Levy coffee there. Lovely guy. Yes, it does. That's a better word for it, Ben. A big rocket. Oh, my favourite part about the job. Um, it's got to be just going in with an idea in the morning and getting it away on air. If you can think of something and you immediately want to do it, that's fantastic. I've worked in TV and I've written things and I've worked at the BBC, and you normally have to go through hoops and you have to write everything out, and it sort of loses its spontaneity and lightness. But I do miss just going into a radio studio, saying something, and then letting it get a life of its own, and sort of becomes like the momentum takes it, and it can sound brilliant. Ben, I don't think Viking would have us. We have done reunions before on Hull Kingston Radio and thoroughly enjoyed them. I know Millsy wants to do more live stuff. When I used to live in Los Angeles, we used to have an 8-hour time difference, which made things quite difficult. But now there's only 5 hours difference between me on the east coast of the US to Hull. So yeah, Millsy and Dan may ride again very, very soon. You never know. The only bad thing is, back in the day when me and Millsy were on the radio, I used to drive the desk. So when I say drive the desk, it means I just controlled all the faders and the computer and the playout system. When Millsy does it, things go wrong, always. So I can't really drive the desk here in America. If Millsy does it, he often does it wrong. But that's sometimes quite funny as well. Yeah, she's not late though. She's still with us, Ben. Yeah, yeah, on the late show. Yes, Fiona is fantastic. So, the first time Fiona Mills was on the radio was with me and Millsy a long, long time ago on a station called Hull Local Radio, and we both said then that she would end up bigger than me and him, and she's turned out to be quite so. She's a fantastic voice, an amazing accent. Yeah, I can see her future being huge. And, she's done a lot of it off her own bat, but also Millsy's got a lot to do with it. Pete is such a great guiding influence and a positive influence as well. A lot of people said it couldn't be done, and he's proved them all wrong, so I cannot be happier for him. Yeah, and he's got people like Darren Leatham on board, and Darren Leatham is one of the nicest guys in the world. So many, many years ago, he used to be Hursty's producer on Viking. He also was a presenter on Magic 1161, and then, of course, you heard him on places like KCFM over the last few years. A nicer guy you could never wish to meet, and for someone like him to be joining Hull Kingston Radio is it bodes well for the future. Are you enjoying it, Ben? Well, enjoy it, embrace it, and never say no. Always say yes. You might not know what's going to be happening, but always say yes. Well, I never want to imagine Darren Leatham's fervent grip holding anything, but it's lovely that he's come on board because Beard, as we like to nickname him for everybody that worked at Viking, Beard Darren Leatham is a lovely guy, and he's playing music he enjoys, and that's half the battle. If you enjoy what you're doing, it sounds great on air. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Well, everything changes, but yeah, it's great to hear Beard on 107.4 FM. Great guy. Yeah, yeah. But I think it's no longer a stepping stone, as it were. You can do great things on Hull Kingston Radio, and you can make great shows. It's all about enjoying what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, there's no point in doing it, and you can love what you do on Hull Kingston Radio. Well, you never know what could happen. The BBC are now embracing different voices and allowing new people on air that maybe wouldn't have allowed on even 5 years ago. Uh, they're learning. They're realizing that we're a nation of many voices, and it should embrace that. Well, he's a guy from Withensea. He's a fantastic lad. I know that he also went to Heimers for a bit when he was a kid. So did I. Uh, love the guy. He's so infectious with his personality and his positivity. He's fantastic. You can't say much more about the guy. And the guy that he replaced as well, James Pykos, is also another lovely person. So Pikey is originally from Stockport, so the other end of the M62, but him and his wife and his kids have made their home in East Yorkshire now, and you will not find a better ambassador for the city and the region than someone like Pikey. It's Humberside have got an embarrassment of riches at the moment, and I just hope they use them all properly. I don't know, John, but yeah, uh, James Pykos is just a lovely guy. You should get him on this podcast, Ben. He is do it, do it. I've heard of Burnsy. I'm a City fan, so of course I've heard of Burnsy. Steve is fantastic. Yeah. Yes. Well, he's gone on to bigger and better things with BBC Radio Derby, so I'm happy for the bloke. He probably will do. It's always in his art, and yeah, he likes a pint at the Old English Gentleman. So you'll never know. Yeah, the Old English Gentleman. Yeah, yeah. There was some good nights had in that pub. It's one of the best pubs, and it's just hidden off Alfred Gelder Street. So yeah, a wonderful place. I hope so too. I hope so too, Ben. Yes, please. It would be a pleasure, Ben. It would be a pleasure. Please do, Ben. Please do. Well, I think COVID has made real everything that I've always loved about radio, Ben. It doesn't need multi-million-pound studios and hundreds of workers. It just needs one microphone and one listener, and that's it. Anything beyond that is a brilliant bonus. So I've been in the US since the pandemic began, and I've seen how far some radio groups on both sides of the Atlantic have done. And I don't think people realise that you can make amazing radio, amazing content anywhere now. And the quality, just even talking in your phone, is better than what most microphones sounded like a few years ago. So it's going to be interesting how people can cut through the noise and you can hear brilliant stuff, because there's so many different platforms that you can listen to stuff on. An amazing future ahead, Ben. Yeah, all huge stations, and all have had to change the way they broadcast. So a lot of newsreaders now do the news from their home. People like Stephen Colbert and the late shows have, for a few months, been doing their shows on webcams and such. It doesn't really matter as long as you make a connection with somebody. That's all that matters. hmm Yeah, that's correct. He does it. He does it from a place called 30 Rock, which is in the heart of Manhattan. Yeah, he does it from a place called CBS Television City, which is on Wiltshire and Fairfax. I had the pleasure of going to see a recording of James Corden a few months ago. Very showbiz. It's very big. It's very loud. It's very good. Her studios is in a place called Burbank, which is part of the Warner Brothers lot. So bizarrely and brilliantly, Ellen does her show next to the soundstage where Conan records his show. Loads of Hollywood is sounds huge, but it's actually quite tiny. Mm. Well, it's amazing how many times though LA is made to look like New York, and New York is made to look like LA. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all wonderful. Yeah, you just put lots of neon lights around. I'm I'm gonna have to go in a second, Ben. I know Millsy can edit this bit out. Are there any other questions that you want from me? Well, Ben, I would say not just the young, anyone. Seriously, don't follow my career, please. Don't do it. And I say this seriously. Instead, get an education. It's the most important thing. And education doesn't necessarily mean get a degree and all of that. It means read everything that you can get your hands on. Listen to everything that you can. Watch a mix of everything on the TV, of films, of everything, streaming services. Discover new ways of experience and live a life. Live a great life. Live a life where you give to others. And then, if you ever get the chance to go in front of a microphone or in front of a camera lens or in front of an audience, you will have a story to tell. And that is the most important thing, Ben. You cannot be a broadcaster, a performer, anything unless you've got a story to tell. So yeah, Don't go and do radio at university or anything like that. Live a life, and then it'll be more interesting when you talk into that. Thank you so much, Ben. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Cheers, Ben. That is fantastic. I will send you a big file of all the audio that I've recorded on my end, and good luck with the edit. No stress. No stress then, Ben. Well, I will speak to you soon, and let me know when it's all ready. It's been a pleasure, Ben. Thanks, mate. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
That was my interview alternative audio with Dan Morfitt from episode 4. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll have episode 8 alternative audio coming up next with Chris Marsden. So, yeah, stick around for that and I'll talk to you soon. BL out, and that's a wrap. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll talk to you soon. BL out, and that's a wrap.